Today we're going to be working again with central tendencies, and the one we're looking at today is median. Dun dun dun! So before we begin, we're going to review some terms. We have mode and range, and mode is the most often used value in a number set. There we go. And just remember that mode and most are very similar, and that's kind of how I link them in my head. So you have to make those connections with it. Mode and most are a lot alike. And if there's none, you write none, and you don't want to write zero. Okay? Because zero is a digit and people might think that you're saying zero is the mode. So range is the span. It's the greatest number subtracting the least number from it, and that you get the range. So the word we associate with range is span. So if you're a sports fan, you might understand the spread of games and that type of thing. But that span, think about when you spread your hand out, that span is from the lowest to the greatest and encompasses everything in there. So the median is, well, it's the middle value in an ordered number set. So that middle value, median and middle is what people tend to associate together, that middle and median, but it has to be in an ordered set, and from that we mean least to greatest. We've taken the time to take our numbers and put them in order from least to greatest, and that is how you can get the median. So we have an example here, and this is talking about Mia, and Mia plays soccer. And so she says, my soccer team has a super season, and I want to know how many goals we usually scored per game. Our one high scoring game would throw off the average. Instead, let's find the median or the middle number. So one, fix that typo. It should be throw. All right, so let's look at our numbers here. And if we observe our numbers, we can see that our lowest goal is 1 and our highest goal is 11. But there's only one that's in those double digits. The rest of them are low. And so that's what she's saying. If I averaged it, this one high one is going to make my average be a lot higher than what it normally is. So what we need to do is put them in order. And 1 is my lowest and 11 is my highest. So I like to go ahead and bracket it in there. If I didn't have the spaces out for me, I would count. We can see based on this information that there is 11 games. So I could create 11 spaces, which is an organizational tip for you. But I don't want to mark them out. So do I have any more ones is what I'm going to ask myself. Yep, I got one there. So I want to check that off. And how many 2s do I have? There's 1, 2. I have 2 2s. And let's check those off. How many 3s? I see 2 3s. Check. Check. There's 3 4s. Check, 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 and 1 5. And that does take care of my blanks that my teacher was ever so nice to put there. So we've ordered the set. And so I don't necessarily want to cross these out. I might have to refer back to them. And so let's go on and find the median. So we did step 1. We put them in order from least to greatest. And now we're going to find the middle number by counting in. So from each end. So I'm going to start here and count in. If I was doing it with my fingers, I would be doing it at the same time. But since through the magic of computers, I can only have one pointer, I'm going to show you how you can do it. And again, I don't want to cross them out. What I want to do is to do like jumps or something. So here's 1 jump, there's another jump, there's 2 jumps, and I'm going to add it here. And so I'm always going back and forth until I get to the one number that remains. They would both jump onto that one. And that gives me my median. And so my median is 3 for this number set, which in terms of what Mia is looking for is a lot more sensical. It makes more sense. So one of the things I want to point out is this is an odd number even set. There are based on this number right over here, there's 11 numbers in here. So it's an odd number. When you have an odd number set, you will always have like this, where they jump and they land up on that same one. Ta-da, there's your median. But what if we had a number set that had an even number of values in it? And so this one does. It has 10 in it. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to jump. Whoops. We're going to jump and jump and jump and jump and jump, jump, and we're left with 2 values. This one will land on that one, but that one will land on that one. But we need what is in between them. So I have to do this. I have to add them together and then divide by 2. So that's going to look like this. 9 plus 6 is equal to 15. 15 divided by 2. 2 cannot go into 1. 2 can go into 15 7 times because that will give me 14. Subtract, and I have 1. Please do not put remainder 1. Put your decimal, extend your box, and add that 0 and drop it down. 2 goes into 10 5 times. I am not left with anything, so I do not need to add anything on. And so my median is 7.5. All right. Now we can also look at this piece of information and get our mode and our range. So our mode is the number that's most often used, and I have 3 that's used 2 times, I have 9 that's used 2 times, and I also have 10. So again, we're going to list these. 3, 9, and 10 are my modes, and my range is I take my highest number and I'm going to subtract my lowest number from it. 15 minus 2 is 13, and so my range is at 13 points. So let's go back and look at this one. And let's also do our mode and range. We've already done the median. The median's right here, it's 3. So our mode is what's used most. I see that 1 is used twice, so is 2, so is 3, but look, 4 is 3 times. So right there is my mode, and it's just 4. So that's all I have to do is write 4. My range is my highest number, 11, and I'm going to subtract my lowest number from it, and I would have 10. And so my range is 10. So what you're going to do is on the back of this sheet is the classwork. Again, I do not need to see your interactive notes unless if you have a question on them. That does not mean don't take notes, because this is your guide to help you. Your classwork, though, I do want to see before you move on to the homework. So please, please, please make sure you see it. I also left hints for you on the first 6 ones. Little clues on what they're asking for, because sometimes you just get tripped up in the language of the problem. So I left you hints on the first 6 ones. That's the first half I gave you hints on. So please let us see it before you move on to the homework. And if you're struggling with it, please do not sit there quietly. Please raise your hand, ask a neighbor if we're busy, something, get help on it, please. Thank you.